welcome back to my channel. Novice Nurse here, aka Pierre. Don't mind my shower cap, I'm deep conditioning. If you guys have natural hair and love to watch curly hair videos, I also have a curly hair channel called HairByPierre. It's linked below if you guys are interested. So yeah, I know guys, I have been MIA for a while. It's been like almost 3 months. Yeah, it's been about 3 months since the last time I made a video on here. I'm sorry, I just been like extremely busy. A lot has been going on. So just a quick update. I got into nursing school. So I applied to nursing school. I applied to an accelerated program in January, like early January. I was gonna do it in February, but I decided to do it early. Thank God I did. And all they wanted was my bachelor's degree, transcripts, my current prereq transcripts, like the 3 courses I had already taken in the fall, which were straight A's, by the way. A letter of recommendation, which I got from my instructor from my medical assistant courses. 250 to 500 word essay about like my future goals. So I talked about, you know, my goals of being a labor delivery nurse, being a midwife, coming from a graphic designer, how I'm going to use my skills from my BFA in my current, in my new field and things of that nature. So yeah, I applied. I found out that I was in within, I would say like 2 weeks after applying. Like it didn't take long at all. So I found out like early February. Thank God, because I found out like way before this whole pandemic, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. That's exciting. I got accepted to nursing school. So the thing about it is I applied to the 15-month program, which is a year and 3 months. I got put on the waiting list for that one. They told me that they had still some openings for the 22-month program, which is a year and 10 months. So I just went ahead and did the year and 10 months, which is actually working out for my schedule because I do work at a hospital, as you guys know. I am a critical care technician. I've been there for the last 3 months. So about my job, I know you guys probably want to update on that. I really like it. It's extremely fast-paced. It's very boom, 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 boom. We're doing a lot of direct patient care bedside. I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of nice nurses. Like I really like my job because it wasn't what I expected. A lot of people pre-warned me about like how nurses eat their young, aka nurses are like really rude and disrespectful and they bully each other. That is not the case at all on my floor, like at all. Not even a little bit. Like all the nurses are willing to help you. I actually even have a nurse who's like, hey Pierre, like she's like super nice to me. She also went to the school that I applied to. So when she found out I got in, she was super excited and gave me a lot of tips. There's a lot of male nurses as well as female. They're willing to work with my schedule. If I want to work full-time one day, they are cool with that. If I want to bring on extra overtime hours, they're cool with that. If I want to do, you know, just part-time hours, they're cool with that. Like it's really a flexible job. And it's nice to work in a big hospital. I like working for companies. It's a lot of work though because you know, you come in at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're tired, you gotta make sure you're on time, you can't be a minute late or you're late. The thing about my floor is that if you are more than a minute late or you forget your badge, you can just put your name on a sign-in paper, therefore you're not late and you won't get written up. So that's nice of them. We have floor educators, so that's nice. So they're willing to always make sure you're on top of par with learning. Yeah, like, you know, we usually have like a north side and a south side. We can work on either side. If we have like 4 techs on a side, I'll do 4 rooms, which is about anywhere between, I don't know, 3 to 8 patients. It's not too bad, but thing about it is it depends. Most of the time the floor is really packed, like packed to the point where there's like beds in the hallway. So most of the time if I'm doing 4 rooms, well actually technically it's not 4 rooms, it's 5 rooms, because I'll be like doing 50 window, 50 door, 51 window, 51 door. Like it depends on if they're isolation rooms, like all that stuff. So it's a lot to learn about isolation rooms, how to gown up for that, how to dress up for that, how to use the right proper PPE for different like types of rooms, like isolations and stuff or whatever. My hands were peeling like crazy the first few weeks. I also got sick. So the first few weeks I worked there, I got really sick. Not really sick, but I got sick. I was like, oh, this is like my annual cold, because I usually catch a cold like once a year. It'll be gone in like 24 hours. No, I was like sick for like 2 weeks. It went away for a week. And I got sick again for another 2 weeks in January. And I was like, what the heck is this? And I was like, yo, I can't work at a hospital if I'm gonna get sick all the freaking time. So I started like downing orange vitamin C and zinc like a lot. So that's like my daily thing. Like when I work, I always make sure I get a bottle of orange juice with vitamin C, extra ×3 vitamin C and zinc in it, so that, and that's been pretty much helping me. I don't know if I was like getting used to the hospital, like my immune system needed to get used to it, the air, because I know the air is not clean. Like hospitals are actually like very dirty. I don't care how much they clean them, they're freaking dirty, because there's so much like bacteria and viruses and different types of things just hanging out in the hospital because there's so many types of sick people. But yeah, the techs are really cool. Like a lot of the techs I have on my floor, they're all like very helpful. My preceptor was really helpful. So yeah, it's been a good experience so far. I went on vacation to Brazil for my birthday for like 10 days. So let's get into the pandemic that's going on, right? Okay, so we have a coronavirus situation happening, right, all around the world. So we went to, the coronavirus wasn't that serious back in February. It was like, okay, yeah, this thing's happening in China, all that, whatever, right? My boyfriend and I, we went to Brazil for 10 days, came back, and that's just like around the time it started really hitting like New York, and we got back at JFK. So when I got back to work, right, quick story time, because I told everybody this story because it's so crazy. So I got back to work, right? This is like just when this is before people were isolated. Sorry, this is before they talked about self-quarantine and people were getting canceled a job, sent home to work at home. This is before all that, right? This is early March. Yeah, early March. I get my first day back at work, first week of March or second week of March. I come in, everyone's like, whoa, you have a tan. Like my skin right now isn't as tan as it was because it's been a few weeks. But when I first came back, I guess I was way tanner than I was before I left. Everyone was like, whoa, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Like asking me. So I'm like, oh, I went to Brazil. They're like, Brazil? Oh my God, that's so crazy. Like, what'd you do? Do you have pictures? Da, da, da. So we have this like little cubby, and I'm showing them pictures, and they're like, oh my God, you did that, you did this, you did that. I'm like, yeah, it was fun. So okay, cool. They're like, oh my God, that's cool. All right, so fine. I'm getting ready to do my morning vitals. I have my papers, I have my report or whatever. I'm about to staple my report. So I go to the, okay, so back up. There's a secretary on one of the sides that I work on. One of them is like super nice to me. Like she's pretty, she's super nice to me. I love her. There's one on the south side. She got a stank attitude. She's always got an attitude, whatever. She only is really nice to you if she needs something from you, or she's trying to tell you to do something, like for a room or something, or for a nurse. But I wouldn't even call it nice. I would just say she's just telling you to do XYZ. When I first met her, she was, my preceptor introduced us and said, oh, blah blah blah, whatever her name is, this is Pierre. And she just looked at me and was like, literally I was like, oh. And then my preceptor was like, okay, anyway, like, and she was even telling me like, that girl has an attitude, she's rude, like whatever. Everyone says she's really rude. So I go over to the front desk, I'm stapling my paper. She says, when did you get back from Brazil? So the way she said it was very like casual or something, because she's just like, oh, like you went to Brazil, that's cool. Like she overheard the conversation, she's asking about it. I'm like, Monday. You know you're supposed to be quarantined, right? What? You're not supposed to be here. No, I'm not. And yeah, I'm supposed to be here. What are you talking about? We got an email last week saying that if you leave the country, when you get back, you need to be quarantined for 2 weeks. Okay, I'll check my email. Thanks. I go over to check my email. Because I mean, maybe she's right. Maybe I missed something. I didn't check my email the whole time, every time I was in Brazil. So I was like, you know what? I'll go check my email. I didn't want to like go crazy on her and she'd be right and I look stupid, right? So I go check my email. I look through all my emails. I get to the COVID emails. And they're like, if you leave the country, when you get back, make sure you tell your manager. Well, first of all, tell your manager before you leave, which I didn't do because this is before the email got sent while I was on vacation, not before I got sent on vacation, right? So this is like, I guess around the week that it started getting like more crazy. So it was like, tell your manager before you leave. When you get back, tell them you're back. Before you come back, make sure you call this hotline. They screen you and da-da-da-da, blah, 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 right? So I read that and I said, oh, okay. So let me go tell my manager that I left the country. I'm spinning around in my seat before a tech comes up to me. Another tech comes up to me and is like, oh, the secretary told you left the country. She wants to see you in her office. I was like, really? This girl gonna snitch on me. She's gonna go tell my manager that I shouldn't be here, that I need to be quarantined because I just got back and left out the country before I could even read an email. Before I told you I was gonna read an email. Girl, if you were gonna catch coronavirus from me, you would have caught it the moment you asked me, when'd you get back from Brazil? Okay, I was like, girl, all right. So I go into my manager's office. They ask me, what's up, what happened? I'm like telling her, like, I didn't know. We were supposed to tell you. Like, yeah, I left the country. That's why I was gone. Oh, okay, call the hotline. I called the hotline. They screamed me. They asked me all these questions. That's it. They didn't, do you have any flu-like symptoms? No. Do you feel sick? Do you have a temperature? No. Are you feeling okay? Yes. Okay, you're good. You can work. That's all they asked me. First of all, coronavirus can be asymptomatic in young and healthy people. I am young and I am healthy. Like, for all I know, I could have it, and that's all they did. So I was just like, okay. So I went about working. I ignored her, like, real hard the entire day. She gonna try to be nice and, like, like, be nice to me later on. I'm like, girl, do not talk to me. You literally... So one of my other texts, my old preceptor was like, what was that about? So I was like, the secretary told my manager that I went out the country and that I need to be quarantined. He was like, for real, yo? Wow, she's a hater, yo. And everybody was like, wow, that was mad petty. I'm like, right? Like, that was so rude. Like, you're just a hating ass. You just mad because you can't go to Brazil, girl. Like, anyway. So that was like a little mini story time. But yeah, people are going crazy. So yeah, the hospital ran out of N95 mask and N99 mask. We didn't even really have any N99 masks to begin with. We ran out of N95 mask. And all we have is surgical masks. They want us to use surgical masks for these patients. They gave us like education saying, you know, if we have, you know, COVID patients, you have to use a surgical mask. Now, y'all tell me if a surgical mask is going to do anything against a very highly contagious virus. I'll wait. Because I'm like telling them like that is not going to do anything. Oh, well, unless you're doing trach or unless you're doing XYZ, you have no reason to wear a N95 mask. If I'm 6 feet away from, if I'm less than 6 feet away from a person doing vitals, I need to wear a N95 mask if this is an airborne virus. Like, what? Yo, it's crazy out here, yo. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So speaking of my classes, as you guys know, I'm still taking prereqs this semester and I'm supposed to finish out. So all my prereqs got moved to online classes. I had to do my microbiology. The first day that they did it, I had an exam. I had no idea. First of all, not to ish talk with my teacher, but he's like a cool person, but he's not a good professor for one of my classes. I'm not gonna state which one. He's just not a good professor. Like he's just, I don't even know. He's just not. I haven't learned a thing. I learned a lot of things. But most of them I've learned is from my lab class. That's a 1 credit class. And I've learned all the things I need to know from my lab class. I've learned nothing from my lecture class. Okay, that's as far as I'm gonna get into about which class it is. I'm not gonna tell which. But wait, basically, he gave us, we had an exam. I'm emailing him like, hey, are you issuing this exam? How are we gonna do this exam? He never gets back to me, so I'm like, okay, I guess he's not giving out the exam. I guess he hasn't figured it out yet. Because we got notification from the school that like we're gonna find out about what's going on with like how they're gonna transition sometime next week, maybe longer, we don't know yet. So I'm waiting thinking like maybe he hasn't figured it out yet. I find out Tuesday morning by like just like really like going through my entire Blackboard, and I find that he posted the exam on like in the messages spot, and he's all, this exam is due at 9:20 p.m. Monday, not 9:21 and not tomorrow. I'm like, are you serious? First of all, you didn't email nobody telling anybody you were going to still issue this exam, and you didn't tell anybody about how you were going to issue it. So when I email you the day before on a Sunday saying, hey, what are we doing about like our exam, and you don't respond, that's not my fault. So I just hurried up and did the exam, and I emailed it to him, and I told him, you did not respond to my email, and you did not send a mass email out letting nobody know like what would be going on. You just posted it there and expected us to like see it and have it turned in at a certain time. That's not fair. Like that our classes got canceled, and this was supposed to be an in-person exam. Does he ever get back to me? No, he doesn't. All I know is he better grade my exam and give me my grade, because if he doesn't, I'm telling the dean somehow. I'm gonna figure out how to get to school. I don't care. I will tell the dean and figure out a way to get my grade, because ridiculous. How are you gonna say, oh, not before, not, please. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just trying to get through my prereqs. I'm hoping this pandemic is over before June, July at the latest. I'm hoping that I can get into my nursing classes, like my in-person nursing classes. I do believe that I should have nursing school in person. I don't want to do it online. I really don't. I don't feel like I'll learn anywhere near as much as I should. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to keep it kind of short. I have a lot to say. There's a lot that has gone on. If you guys have any questions about what's going on with me, about what's going on at the hospital, about what's going on with the pandemic, about what's going on with nursing school, prereq classes, anything, meet my hair, whatever it is you guys want to talk about, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.